From station WDWL TV in Cleveland, broadcasting live from Studio C, we bring you the Grumpy Duo Show, starring the grumpy old man. Oh, that would be me. And the Grumpy Vulture. Take your bow. Bow towards the camera. There you go. Yeah. Camera. Okay, there. Try it again. There you go. Oh, that was better. Now, back in your corner. I said back in your corner. Don't give me that stink eye look. Are you going back in your corner, or am I going to have to tase you? Okay, back in the corner. Have a nice seat. Back in your corner. There you go. Wait a minute. We'll turn you so you can see the camera. There you go. Everyone can see you. Oh, jeez. Give him an inch. He wants the whole studio. Welcome, friends. I was quite distressed today watching juvenile arrest videos. And I came to the conclusion that in over 60 years, the system hasn't changed. As a matter of fact, it's gotten worse. You know, I was remembering back in the day when some of the idiot kids that I went to school with, stole cars and broke into houses and held people up on the street. Yeah. And they always bragged about the slap on the hands that they got. Oh, I got away with probation. None of them ever served time. Well, it's the same today. As a matter of fact, it's worse. One case in point. There was this kid in the drive-thru at a fast food place. And an officer happened to be sitting in the parking lot, finishing a report. And he glanced over, and the car that was in the drive-thru only had one bolt on the rear license plate, and it was kind of hanging. So he ran the plate, only to discover the plate was stolen. So he called for backup, which luckily his backup happened to be at the other end of the plaza. So they walked up to this kid and they very nicely asked him to turn the vehicle off. And he just kind of gave them a dumb look. And they asked again, "Would you please turn the vehicle off?" They still got the same dumb look. So finally the officer said, "Hey, if you don't turn the vehicle off, we're going to turn it off for you." And they opened the doors. And the officer was reaching in to turn the ignition off when suddenly the kid nails the accelerator and takes off. Now, the one officer on the right side was able to jump away. The officer that was reaching in for the keys got dragged about 10 feet and then fell down to the pavement. As the kid was taking off, there happened to be another officer pulling in to the parking lot. This kid rams the officer and takes off. So they pursue him. He drives through the plaza, goes across the street, drives through the plaza across the street, and then jumps out of the car and takes off. So they started to chase him. And when the one officer got within closing distance, he told the kid, "If you don't stop, I'm going to tase you." Well, next thing you know, the kid stopped, lay down on the ground, became compliant. Yeah, well, if an officer was threatening me with 50,000 volts, I'd become compliant too. So they end up handcuffing him, putting him in the back of the cruiser, read him his rights, and started to ask him what the hell he was doing, taking off, fleeing. He refused to answer. Although he did give his name, address, phone number, and then the next thing. "I need to call my mom." Oh, this call my mom shit. Oh, Jesus. So they get this kid calmed down, and the sergeant says, "Why did you flee?" And he said, "Well, I was in fear of my life." And the sergeant asked him, he goes, "Well, why were you in fear of your life?" "Well, the officers walked up to me with their hands on their guns." The sergeant asked, did either officer pull his weapon? "No, but they had their hands on their guns, and I was in fear of my life." You know, between "I was in fear of my life and I can't breathe," there must be some goddamn handbook that these kids. It's a bunch of bullshit. You know, like the videos I was watching the other day. Girls in the back of the police cruiser screaming her ass off, saying she can't breathe. The officer said, "Well, if you'd stop screaming, you could fucking breathe." Well, they run this kid, okay? Here we go. His crime spree started at the age of 10. He's currently 17. 10 years old. His charges consist of armed carjacking, grand theft, multiple arrests for fleeing from law enforcement, stolen vehicles, and driving with a suspended license. From the age of 10, he has 32 arrests. 32 in 7 years. And never served a day of time. They just extended his probation. After his last charge, which was also a stolen vehicle, his probation was extended to age 21. It's obvious. It doesn't mean a damn thing to him. Probation is nothing more than just a slap on the hands. Because he never served any real jail time. Because he's a juvenile. Juveniles don't really, end up serving time. They get probation, community service. It did nothing for this kid. He carjacked this person, and it was a 2023 Lexus GX450. And then, when they were searching the vehicle, they found 3 sets of stolen license plates. And all he kept getting is probation. Didn't mean a damn thing to him. And this is typical of the juvenile justice system. It's been broken for years. Years. Will it ever get fixed? Probably not. But it's ridiculous. Kids back in my day got probation. Kids today get probation. And the crimes are more violent. Kids back in my day didn't have weapons. This kid's first carjacking with a weapon was at the age of 12. Where does a 12-year-old get a weapon? Where does a 12-year-old learn to carjack somebody? And all he got was probation. And his mommy defended him down the line. She told the police officer, well, I'm trying to work with him. Maybe you should beat the shit out of him. Because mommy sounds like an enabler. And there were a shitload of videos like this. This was to me the worst one I watched today. Out of probably 25 to 30. But it was all the same thing. Probation, community service. And none of them got any jail time. Oh, maybe they spent, an hour or 2 or 3 at at the little cell in the police station waiting for mommy to bail him out. But actual jail time? No. Nothing. No juvenile. I don't even know if they have juvenile detention places anymore. I know back in my day they had juvenile hall, but I think that was just the court system. It's just unbelievable. These kids get away with murder. They get a slap on the hands. They walk out of court laughing their ass off. And I feel sorry for the police officers because they're doing hours worth of paperwork. And this kid is out of court in 10, 15 minutes. I could see why some officers have the attitude, why bother arresting him? He's going to be out of court before I finish my report. Unbelievable. I would have thought in 60 years, the system would have gotten repaired with all this modern technology and everything today. Although it doesn't, I don't know how many kids were issued GPS ankle monitors. They weren't going to get reprimanded for it. It wasn't like, oh, if I cut this monitor off, I'm going to end up having to serve 6-7 months in jail. No. They cut the monitor off, they get admonished in court, and that's it. Or they get house arrest. Let's encourage them to play video games 24/7. Just unbelievable. I would have thought the system would have changed, but it hasn't. Juveniles, they get a slap on the hand, and that's it. And they wonder why they continue to commit crime. Let's give them a little stronger punishment. But oh no, we've got these naysayers that are like, oh well, if you give them jail time, you're just going to turn a hardened criminal out. Quit making excuses for the little darlings. Oh, you're just going to make him worse. How do you know? You didn't put him in jail. How do you know how he's going to come out if you don't put him in? But you got all these naysayers. Oh, no, we can't do that. Well, it's obvious. The system isn't doing anything. In 7 years, this kid, 32 different arrests, carjacking, theft. And what did he get? Probation. And they expect this kid to be reformed. If you slap him on the hand, you're not reforming him. And I'm using this one as an example. There were many. They need boot camp. But see, they want to, the federal government don't want to fund it. I think boot camp would really straighten their asses out. But they can't get the funding. And the average citizen isn't going to donate. They need to tighten things up in the juvenile system. Not slap them on the hand and shove them out the door. Because they just come out worse. Oh, I watched 25, 30 videos today. Matter of fact, one kid came out of court. And as he got outside the courthouse, he flipped the officers off that were standing on the sidewalk that had nothing to do with him. Yeah, turned around and went, "That's what I think of you, cops." He just came out of court. Meant nothing. Was an inconvenience. Took valuable time out of his day. Yeah, he walked out of court. There were a couple officers just happened to be standing by the courthouse steps. The kid turns around and, "That's what I think of you, cops. You can't do nothing to me." Yeah. So whatever was said to him in court meant nothing. And that's part of the problem. Back in my day, you flipped off an officer, he would break that finger off and shove it up your ass. and then beat the fuck out of you. And take you to your parents, and they beat the fuck out of you. And then you'd have to go to a proctologist to get that broken finger out of your ass. Yeah, it was a lot different back in the day. We respected law enforcement because we knew if we didn't, we'd pay the price. Not today. Kids get away with it. They call the officers pigs, flip them off. Not back in my day. You didn't dare talk back to an officer. You didn't dare insult a police officer and flip him off. Oh, would you pay for it? Because they used to carry these nice long nightsticks made from hard rock maple. Whack! Ah! Yeah, you felt it. But then that was cruel and unusual punishment. Oh, no. You rarely see an officer with a nightstick. Although times were different back then. Officers walked a beat. They would mingle with the public. There was a presence. They made themselves known. Yeah, you kids, gargle it. Beat cops. They would get dropped off in a van. Each officer would get dropped off at a certain street, and they would patrol them streets with nightstick in hand. And they got respect. And they showed respect. But if you got out of line, thwack! You felt that hard rock maple on your skull or your ass. And see, back in the day, before tasers, officers were taught many different ways to stop someone with a nightstick. And they used to crack you across the kneecaps. If they could get close enough to you, they didn't, believe me, they didn't say, oh, stop. It would be whack right across the kneecap. And then when you fell on your face, you got handcuffed. But that's cruel and unusual punishment today. Oh, no. But police had respect from the citizens because they would intermingle with the citizens. They would talk to the citizens. Let the citizens know, hey, we're here for you. We're not your enemy. We're here to protect you. And they would walk a beat. Although today, there is no law enforcement agency that is probably over 70% in their employment. Because who the hell wants to be a law enforcement officer today with the bullshit that goes on? I give the cops a lot of credit today that come out of the academy. I wouldn't want to be an officer today. Their hands are so tied with red tape. It amazes me when I hear someone go, I'm joining the police academy. Back in the day, police employment was at 100%. Not today. I don't think there is any law enforcement agency that has more than 70% employment. Because they can't get people. It's sad. Back in the day, being a policeman or a fireman was an extremely respectable job. Not today. It's a respectable job, but they don't get the respect that they deserve. I've seen it. I saw it this summer up at the shopping plaza. There were some kids on their skateboards. And all the officer did was say, hey, guys, why don't you go in the back? It's a little safer. There's no traffic back there. Fuck you, pig. You can't tell me what to do. Kiss my ass. The officer was looking out for their safety rather than skateboarding in the middle of the plaza. He told them, hey, go in the back. There ain't no traffic back there. You skateboard all you want. Did they say, oh, thank you, we will? No. Fuck you, pig. You can't tell me what to do. Yeah. And he rolled up the window, and the cruiser pulled out of the lot. They were looking out for these kids' safety. Because I guarantee the first thing they would have done had they gotten run over would be, call the police, call me an ambulance, quick, call the police, call the police. All of a sudden, the police would have been their friend. If I wouldn't have gotten arrested, I'd have run over him myself just for fun and taught him a lesson. As I was running him over, I'd say, well, this is what the police were trying to prevent. They were telling you to go in the back where no assholes like me might run your ass over. How did it feel? Wait a minute, I'll back up. Just in case you didn't feel it enough. But Grumpy doesn't look good in silver bracelets. Or, oh geez, what am I wearing? I was going to say an orange jumpsuit. Oh, look what I'm wearing. It's not a jumpsuit, people. It's a work shirt. Just happened to talk about this subject today and wear something that looks like a jail uniform. Oh boy, did I pick the wrong thing to wear for today's stream? Oy vey. Yeah, it hit me just as I was going to say it. Grumpy wouldn't look good in orange. Although I do look good in orange. It's a brand new work shirt. It's not a jail jumpsuit. It don't say property of the county on the back of me. Wrong shirt today. I'll have to check my outfits before I do a stream. Yeah, I didn't even think of it. Just as I was going to say orange jumpsuit, I look at the screen and go, Grumpy, you're wearing fucking orange, asshole. Although some counties do have different colors. Just saying. But most of them have either bright orange or bright green. Although down south, there are some that still have the black and white stripes. Yeah. Like they did back in the 20s and 30s. But yeah, I wouldn't look good in an orange jumpsuit. Even though this shirt is kind of glowing. Oh, yeah. It looks better on camera than it does in person, believe me. But at least we know what Grumpy would look like in a county owned orange jumpsuit. Just saying. I'll see the comments and faceplant. Grumpy, you'd look good in an orange jumpsuit. Yeah. I don't think so. Wrong dress shirt to wear for today's commentary. And the bird's back there laughing. He'll get his. Oh, I talked enough about crime. I gotta watch some different videos tomorrow. It's depressing. It really is depressing. Knowing that law enforcement gets no respect whatsoever. No one wants to be in law enforcement. Oh, back in the day, they had recruiters. Not today. But yeah, there would be a recruiter for police department, fire department. Good benefits. Decent pay plan. I don't know what it is today. All I know is they don't get paid enough for the shit they got to put up with. And we're using Studio C a lot more to prevent audio bug problems. I sent my buddy Chris. I'm just gonna call him Chris. His name is Chris. I sent Chris a couple of my streams that had the reverb or echo in it, and he ran it through his fancy diagnostic system out in his studio, and he goes, I can't figure out what the hell went haywire. I asked him, I said, could it have been feedback through the headset? No. He has no idea where this demon comes from. Oh, like I say, he does production work out in Burbank. He rents a studio in the NBC complex out there and does production work for Hollywood studios like GMG and Partial Mount. And even he couldn't figure it out. Although, like he told me, I would have to be there when you're recording with my equipment hooked up to yours. Because he's got portable diagnostic equipment. Because I told him, it doesn't happen all the time. It comes out of nowhere. And it's with the XLR old school equipment. I get no reverb with the USB mics. My original Blue Yetis. Any of them. Like my Samson G Pro. Absolutely wonderful. USB microphone. Top of the line. No echoes, no reverb, nothing. It's something I was going to say, it's something with the XLR equipment. But like with the perfect example, with the Blizzard, I used it 3 days previous. I disconnected the Blizzard. I put in the Patriot. We did a sound check with the Patriot. No reverb, no echo, nothing. All I did was unplug the Patriot and plug the Blizzard back in. And there was an echo. Used the mic 3 days previous. Not a problem. Hooked up the Patriot. Not a problem. Put the Blizzard back in. Bingo. Echo. Reverb. Whatever we want to call it. It comes out of nowhere. And I don't want to convert Studio A to USB equipment because it's tough hooking in my soundboards for my special effects and my music into a USB setup. I tried it the other day. The intro sounded like crap. If I play it on the tablet, it sounds perfect. When I plug the tablet into the microphone, because there is an auxiliary jack for input for either an instrument or sound effects, it sounds like crap. But if I play it through my XLR soundboard and mixer, the music sounds fine. Technical demon. That's what it is. It's a demon that follows me around. It takes off for a couple of days, then it comes back and goes, oh, let's fuck with Grumpy. Echo, 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 echo. Then I get all them comments on Faceplant. Can't you take care of that reverb, asshole? If I knew where it came from, I could take care of it. But over here, evidently, they worked the demon bugs out into USB microphones, making them all controlled right here. As you can see, I told you, here is the gain control, microphone volume. This here, the second knob, is either front, back, dual, or 360, because there are 4 cartridges inside this microphone. Everything is adjusted here. On the back, I have a mute button and I have a volume button for my headset. That's how simple USB microphones are. No interface needed, no mixers needed, no additional cables needed, nothing. Everything is right here. Like Prego sauce, it's in there. Although I'm really getting used to this background. I really am. Except I don't like this breaking live. Although we do have 3 backgrounds coming. I don't know what they are. Corporate just told me. We ordered 3. Be my luck, there's a jungle or, who knows. Whatever was on Black Friday sale, that's what they got for me. But the nice thing is, with one backdrop, I can have a completely different studio. All this is a backdrop. I also have a green screen, a background that's nothing more than a big giant green sheet of cloth. But that goes with my special effects for Prism. So we can have multiple things going on here. But I can't wait for the other 3 backdrops to come in to see what kind of different studios it looks like I'm in. As a matter of fact, a friend of mine said to me, he said, "How did you get them to build that shit that quick in your studio?" I said, "It's a backdrop. It's not actual wood. It looks impressive, but it's nothing more than a backdrop." I like how they got the corner perfect over here. Looks like a room. And I'm sitting in a chair. Behind my chair is a chair. I love it. Yeah, you can see it. There's the chair. I have a chair and a chair. What you're supposed to be sitting on, I don't know, to get the effect of sitting in the chair in the studio. Although, if I sit just right, I look like I'm in the studio chair. So all you friends of mine that are wondering how we got all this construction done, it's a backdrop. I'm cheating. It's a phony studio. But it looks cool. I have to admit. I wish I knew what the backdrops are that they ordered. I could kind of make plans. But no, it's big secret. We ordered them. You'll see them when they get here. Be my luck, it's a jungle scene, a junkyard, and a landfill. That'd be my luck. Because they were on sale. Here, Grumpy, here's your landfill backdrop. Do a stream about recycling. Oh, thank you. The only good thing is I wouldn't have the stench. Although I got the bird. Oh, yeah. When that bird has gas, it's worse than toxic hazardous waste. And he has gas often. I'll hear about that tomorrow, too. Don't give me no shit there, bird. Although I better not mention too much. He's liable to rip one. And then you'll see me collapse because I don't have a rebreather mask. Oh, yeah. I've never smelled gas so bad that comes out of this thing. I don't know what kind of roadkill he eats the day before, but it's enough to curl wallpaper off a wall. Yeah. Take my word for it. Because I'm trapped in this studio if he happens to rip one. I know what he's thinking right now. Oh, can I? I can see his tail moving. I'm trying to rip one. I'll fix his ass. That'd be my luck. Have a little coffee here. Yeah, I got a gift the other day. My neighbor had a brand new single cup Keurig. Brand new. She went and bought it. She was like, oh, this would be great for making my coffee in the morning. So she bought the Keurig, single, made one cup, unplugged the machine, and brought it over to me and said, here, I don't like it. I was like, what? I used the crap out of those machines. Matter of fact, I burned one out. Although coffee is, my addiction. I drink coffee by the bucketful. But yeah, I burned out a Keurig coffee maker. And they're so expensive, I didn't replace it. So when my neighbor came over and went, here you go, I was like, oh boy, I get to burn out a second one. Yeah, she made one cup. I don't know what kind of coffee it was. I don't know. She didn't say. All she said is I made one cup and I don't like the machine. Now, I don't know if it was the coffee or the machine because it is a tad noisy. When you push the button to make that cup of coffee, the machine sounds like a small tornado in your kitchen because it has two pumps in it. One pump pumps the water from the holding tank into the heating tank. And then when the water is boiled, it pumps from the heating tank through the pod into your cup. And it makes a lot of noise. So that might be, I think she had the idea it was a defective machine. And then I told her, yes, they are noisy. You would think Keurig, they spend millions of dollars designing these machines. You'd think they'd figure a way of quieting them down. But they are noisy. I'll tell you that. But otherwise, I've been drinking the shit out of coffee. Yeah, I used the crap out of that machine. And mainly what I like is there's no waste. You make a full pot, and then you have like a cup or two left in it. Now me, people think I'm strange. I take that coffee the next morning and put it in a cup and microwave it. It's coffee. They're like, oh, you microwave cold coffee? Oh, you're sick. It's coffee. But there's sometimes I would forget. I'd make a pot of coffee knowing I had a couple of cups of coffee. So it gets wasted. Because I have two different coffee makers. I have a 12 cup, like Mr. Coffee. It's not a Mr. Coffee. I can't remember what make it is. And then I have an old 1950s percolator, which I think makes excellent coffee. But sometimes I end up wasting coffee. And at the fucking price of coffee today, holy shit. In order to buy a can of coffee, you gotta go see the finance manager. It's so goddamn expensive. And see, the nice thing is, you can buy the empty pods where you use your own grounds. You take the pod, you break the mic, you take the pod, you pour the grounds in the pod, and you put the pod in the machine. Same as if you buy them expensive pods. And you make a cup of coffee. No waste. I love these single cup machines. I love them. So I didn't want to pester her and ask her what she didn't like about it. Because maybe if I would have explained, yes, they're noisy, she would have went, oh, well, give me it back. But yeah, she made one cup, told me she didn't like the machine, and it was mine. And I've been using the fuck out of that machine. Oh, man. Nothing better than a single nice, hot, brewed cup of coffee. Because sometimes, as the pot sits, the water evaporates and the coffee gets kind of bitter. No. Every time I go in the kitchen, I get one nice, fresh cup of coffee. It only takes like 2 minutes. Machine is fast. Holy shit. So Grumpy now has another quart to burn out. Like my popcorn maker. Although I had an old rival from back in the 60s. Because Grumpy loves fresh hot popcorn. Well, it finally burned out after 40 years. The nerve of that thing. And I bought a new rival. And then I got coupons for different popcorns, I bought all the popcorns. And everything's sitting in the cupboard. I've yet to use that new goddamn machine. In 2 years I've had it now. Although I kind of burned myself out on popcorn. Making it every goddamn day. Maybe I should start using it again. Oh, it's a neat one, too. It's got that little stirrer in it. It stirs all the kernels so every kernel pops. I even ordered the coconut oil because I found out that's what movie studios make their popcorn with. Not salad oil, coconut oil. Because it gives the popcorn a better flavor. It doesn't have an aftertaste. It doesn't burn. You think I would make a thing of popcorn? I even got those. Where did I get them from? I think Dollar Tree. They're plastic. They look like popcorn bags, but they're plastic containers. So you look like you're eating popcorn out of a popcorn bag. Bought all that shit. Haven't used it. Don't ask me why. I don't. Sometimes I lose my mind. Yeah, I have like 9 different kinds of popcorn. Matter of fact, I've got black popcorn. It pops white, but all the kernels are black. And I'll never forget the day I unwrapped it. Took it out of the package. My buddy went, those kernels are all fucked up. They're all black. I wouldn't want to eat black popcorn. I said it pops white, yo. Yeah, I have black popcorn, red popcorn, kind of a blue-green popcorn, all different kernels, all from different areas of wherever. I don't know where they grow popcorn. I have a nice big container of coconut oil, all the different flavorings. Oh, they have neat flavor. They got like 20 varieties of flavorings. You know, you shake it on your popcorn. You can have cheddar cheese flavor or sour cream and onion flavor. Yeah, bought the whole kit. Looks impressive in the cupboard on the shelf. Haven't used it. Popcorn maker's still in the factory box. I do strange things like that, people. I'll admit it. But if I want popcorn, oh, do I have some varieties? Maybe I'll get goofy and mix them, like a little bit of black popcorn, a little bit of red, a little bit of the blue-green, and then see what happens. I even have hull-less popcorn. Nothing like getting a popcorn hull stuck in your teeth. I have hull-less popcorn. Can't tell you what it's like. I haven't tried it yet. Maybe I should do a popcorn review. Every day, make a different container, Make a red one day, make some black popcorn another day, and then do a taste test and do a review. Everybody's out there going, oh, you're going to bore the shit out of us doing a popcorn review. This isn't a cooking channel, Grumpy. Well, it's a whatever channel. Whatever comes to mind. Who wants to have a strict script to go by? This isn't a local TV broadcast station where they have to read what's on the teleprompter. Grumpy can say what he wants. You don't hear him say fuck on TV. Although I would know while they're reading a news story, the anchor man would like to say, oh, that fucking story was wacky. No. FCC would spank him. And the station. They have big fines. Can't say nasty things on public broadcast TV. And you have to watch what you say on Useless Tube and Faceplant. Because they have them AI demons. If they don't like a word, you're banned. That's why Grumpy watches what he says. Sometimes. I don't want to be banned. I'd have to do like those people do. They got 5 or 6 different channel names because they got banned on the first one, so they invent another channel. Then they get banned on that one. They invent another channel. Sooner or later, they don't know what the hell channel they're talking on. Yeah, I've seen it. Get screwed up on your first channel, you invent a second one. And until YouTube catches on, you get away with murder. And then YouTube goes, wait a minute, didn't we ban this guy? Then they ban him a second time. And he invents another channel. See, one thing that never changes is your IP address, people. You can invent as many channels as you want. Your IP address never changes. And sooner or later, the YouTube demon will say, oh, we recognize that number. And then he gets banned. Grumpy don't want to get banned. It's taken 3 years to get to 50 subscribers. It's a lot of work. Maybe by the end of December, I'll be at 60. Then again, maybe I get lucky and just get one more and be at 51 again. But I don't beg. Nothing irritates the shit out of me than tune into somebody's YouTube channel and up flashes, subscribe, ring the bell, share. It's irritating. If I want to be irritating, I'll be irritating. I don't want to flash the screen with subscribe and share and ring the bell and like me and all that other crap. If you want to like it, you hit like. If you want to subscribe, it's your choice. Why should I force you? Put all that shit on the screen. You people have seen it. It's irritating as hell to start watching a stream and all of a sudden flashes subscribe, ring the bell, like me, share me. There's one. I'm not going to name him. I have commented many times in his comment section. Get rid of all that crap. Yeah, you get about 2 or 3 minutes into a video. And next thing you know, up in the middle of the screen, subscribe, ring the bell, share, like. And then he's got one that keeps scrolling across the middle of the screen. Like, subscribe, share. Like, subscribe, share. You know what I did? I unsubscribed because he irritated the shit out of me. You know where the buttons are down there. You know where the like button is. You know where the subscribe button is. It's up to you. If you want to subscribe, I appreciate it. But I'm not going to force you. But some people, oh, Jesus. Yeah, he's got that scrolling, and it's right in the middle of the screen. It irritates the shit out of you. And it rolls real slow. Like, subscribe, share. And then it comes back. Like, subscribe, share. And then it comes back again. Like, subscribe, share. By then, I click the video off because I've lost interest in whatever he spent hours and hours and hours editing. If you're going to put that crap, then I guess you don't want me to watch what you spent hours editing. That's another thing. I don't edit. What you see is what you get. If I screw up, I don't go back in and chop it out. No. You get me saying sometimes stupid shit. But do I cut it out? No. When I get done with this stream, it's right there. It's on YouTube. It's on Faceplant. It's right there. As soon as I sign off, 10 seconds later, it's there. Like Prego, it's in there. Like Duck and Cover. Yeah, I actually had somebody message me. What is Duck and Cover? I said gargle it. Duck and Cover. 1950s air raid drill. And they'll show. They actually have some videos. Somebody filmed it, you know, the old 8mm projector. Guy was winding away. Shows the kids coming in the room, getting under their desk, covering up. Oh! Yes. If you want to know what Duck and Cover is, Google or gargle. 1950s school air raid drill. And you'll find out the stupid shit we had to do as young kids. Crawl under our desks. And the janitors really didn't clean the floors that much. They were all wooden floors. You'd get splinters in your knees. Oh! Yeah, we had wooden floors in our classroom. Wooden. And then they wondered why we didn't want to crawl under the desk. Crawl under the desk. Get out with splinters in your knees. Get an infection. Go to the nurse. She call your mother. Your mother would say, hey, is his leg still there? Well, yes. Then he's okay. And with that, I'm going to go duck and cover, people. Duck and cover. The famous saying from the 50s. Okay, kids, we're going to have an air raid drill. Duck and cover. We never had a real air raid. But they made us crawl under our desk on that dirty fucking floor. Then you come home with dirty clothes and your mother go, were you playing outside after school? No, we were ducking and covering. Oh, don't give me that shit. You were in the classroom. Well, did you ever look at the floors in my classroom? They only had like 12 inches of dirt on them. Because nobody ever bothered to clean. And the floors were all old, rotten wood with splinters. And they wanted us to crawl under our desks. And with that, Grumpy will chat with you tomorrow. That's it. Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah, right there. I covered the fucking bird up. I'll hear about it tomorrow, but it's hilarious.